What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. First off, I know the world is in a very dark place right now, and we can only hope that things get back to normal quicker than usual, but I hope that you all are staying safe during this time. Second, the Atlanta Falcons are in a do-or-die situation heading into 2020. If they do not make the playoffs in 2020, pretty much all of our players are going to be kicked off the team, and we're going straight to rebuild mode in 2021. So this is our last shot. And since the Atlanta Falcons are in a do-or-die situation, that means there's a lot of players that have something to prove heading into next season. They have to prove that they should be on the team in the future years. And we're going to talk about those players starting right now. Now, before we go into the players that have a lot to prove heading into 2020, I want to list off some, honorable mentions. And these two guys did not make the list because these are not players, but these are two people on the Atlanta Falcons organization that nonetheless do need to step things up, and that would be Dirk Koetter and Dan Quinn. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on them because, for one thing, they're not players, they're coaches. And two, every Falcons fan knows they need to step things up. Dirk Koetter, since joining the team last year as offensive coordinator, he's been a mess, and I just am not really hearing any signs of improvement with him. He's not a creative play caller. He doesn't know how to run the ball. He just is not very good right now, and if the Falcons do believe that he is the answer offensive coordinator, he's got a lot to prove heading into 2020, because if he doesn't get it done this year, it's safe to say nobody's going to miss him once he's gone. And then we also have to have Dan Quinn improve as a head coach heading into 2020. Since he was hired as the Falcons head coach in 2015, I don't think anyone would disagree with me that he just hasn't exactly reached his full potential. He hasn't really made an elite defense like he was brought here to do. He's not really getting the chemistry right. At times it shows, but most of the time the chemistry is just kind of feeling off. So he's got a lot to prove, and if the Falcons seriously do think that even after a 1-7 start last year with Dan Quinn, if they seriously do think he's the answer, the players did their part and they kept him. Dan Quinn, it's your turn. You got to do your part and prove it was the right thing to do to keep you on this team. But let's head into the players that have a lot to prove heading into 2020. And the first one, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this one, but Takk McKinley. Everyone knows Takk McKinley has a lot to prove. He didn't get his fifth-year option ever since joining the team, and also the NFL in general in 2017. He has been nothing but, let's just be real, a bust. He isn't the pass rusher we want him to be. I don't even know if he wants to be on the Falcons. Who even cares, dude? I don't know if he's going to do anything with us anyway, but you never know. He's got a lot to prove. The second player that has a lot to prove, and this is a player that I'm really high on, is Foye Oluokun. And though I'm really high on him, I will admit that it doesn't exactly sound like Falcons Nation is very optimistic in him. He actually had a decent amount of hype when he first entered the league, I think 2018, and he was kind of getting some decent high expectations heading into 2019, but after the 2019 season, it seems like nobody really believes in him. Heck, the Falcons signed Deon Buchanan to probably replace him. So he's got a lot to prove if he's going to stay on this team. I'm still pretty high on him, but will he ever be at a Deion Jones level? Well, no, not at all, but he's got a lot to prove nonetheless. The third player that has a lot to prove is Todd Gurley. And I know you're like, Todd Gurley, isn't he like one of the NFL superstars? Yeah, but two things. For one thing, obviously the arthritis injury could still be bothering him. But the other thing, is he going to be good with Dirk Koetter, who does not know how to run the ball? Devontae Freeman wasn't able to do that. Ito Smith and Quadri Olson, even though I like them as players, I got to be real with you, they're probably not going to do it. So, is Todd Gurley going to be a good enough running back to run the ball for us and get at least 800 yards like he did last year, at least with an arthritis injury bothering him? He's got a lot to show us, He's coming into Atlanta. He's back home. The crowd is anticipating what he's going to do, and the Falcons really love him as well. They were kind of trying to recruit him over the offseason. Todd Gurley, everyone is expecting him to do great things, but he's got to show it on the field and prove he was worth the pickup. The fourth player that has a lot to prove, Hayden Hurst. Now, this is a player that when the Falcons first picked him up, I wasn't like super excited about it because I was like, well, Hayden Hurst hasn't really been excellent in the NFL so far, but he's been a pretty good player. He's very athletic, that's for sure. He's got good hands. He's very quick and he's very strong. I feel like nobody really talks about how strong he is as a tight end. He's a very athletic tight end, and Matt Ryan loves throwing to tight ends. But to be fair, not only is he new on the Falcons, so we don't really know what he's going to do for us, but also he hasn't exactly been great in the NFL, so he's got to finally have a breakout season, I guess you could say. So Hayden Hurst does have to bring a lot to the table. And number 5, Dante Fowler Jr. What are you talking about? You literally make in every video that Dante Fowler is going to improve the pass rush. And you are right about that. I am expecting a lot of great things from Dante Fowler. But I also got to be real. He is coming off one good season, at least statistically. Statistically, he had 11.5 sacks. He really just broke out. But the years before that, he was never exactly at that same level. And also, he's going to a new team. Is he going to do well in the new system? Is he going to have another great year? I'm expecting he will, but he still has to prove it. And the last player that has to prove something is actually a group of players, the secondary. This is the major question mark I have for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm just telling you, the whole secondary is so young and unproven. You got Isaiah Oliver, who everyone just kind of picks on, and he just isn't the corner we want him to be yet. This is do or die for him for sure, or else he's out. I don't even know if he's going to go to an NFL team if he's cut from the Falcons. And then you also have Kendall Sheffield. He's a great player. I do like him. I'm expecting good things. But he barely had any playing time in 2019, so he does have to prove something. And AJ Terrell, well, you know, he's a rookie. I think rookies have to show something. And then for the safeties, you got Ricardo Allen, who I know I kind of rip on him a lot, but I just don't think the last 2 years for him has been very good. In 2018, he was out for the year, and then no one would really argue that he definitely had a down year in 2019. So Ricardo Allen kind of has to go back to how he was in 2016 and 2017. And Keanu Neal, not only does he have to stay healthy, but even if he does stay healthy, is he going to go back to how he was in 2016 and 2017? Because sometimes players that come back from injuries, they don't necessarily play that great. So Keanu Neal has a lot to prove because of those injuries. And not only that, but he's just got to stay healthy. But those are the players that need to prove something heading into 2020. Nonetheless, guys, it's do or die for the Atlanta Falcons this year. And I am expecting some good things from them, but we still got to see it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Other than that, I will see you guys this Sunday live streaming at 6 o'clock for an hour. Come chat with your boy on Falcons football. And I hope you guys stay safe. Love and appreciate you all for the support. And as always, rise up.